Thank you so much for taking this prompting session with us. I wanted to walk you through a couple of the pre-reads as well as the questionnaire that will be helpful for you to complete before doing our session. So in terms of the pre-reads, we have this one Medium post that I wrote. It summarizes how I thought about generative AI in its early days, and I feel it's still relevant till today in terms of how to think about generative AI as a function of amplifying our efforts while at the same time not abdicating our responsibilities as professionals. And hence, the way I summarize the utility of generative AI, it's about amplification, not abdication. So in this post, I go through sort of my thought process at the time when I wrote this post, which is last year. And I was going through simultaneously while thinking through generative AI, Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week, which talks about outsourcing work to remote virtual assistants in India. And so I took some of those tasks that he mentioned in the book and tried to do an apples to apples comparison if you were to use generative AI instead of those remote virtual assistants, at least when it comes to the content tasks like writing emails and things like that. And so you can see that and help understand sort of my mindset when it comes to generative AI. The second post, which relates to one of the task amplification categories in the questionnaire, which I'll go through in a minute, called extract and assemble. And what I do in this post, I go through and look at how generative AI can actually create working papers for testing accounts receivable. So I do some, obviously using test data, where I start off with a AR subledger, do accounts receivable confirmations as well as subsequent receipt testing, and to see if it can actually put a working paper together. And as you will read, it can. And so that takes us to task amplification categories. And so what this questionnaire does, it helps you get into the mindset as to what are exactly your pain points at work that most likely will be solved or helped by generative AI. And so what I've set up is 8 task amplification categories. So we have, starting off with first drafting, and then goes to communication, data to documentation, deliverable prep and polish, summarization, brainstorming, research, and then finally extract and assemble. And that goes back to that accounts receivable testing I did using generative AI to actually put that working paper together. So what will be helpful if you can get this questionnaire done before the session, it will actually help you brainstorm. And so what I will do during the session, I'll go and through the 8 categories and go around the room, virtual room, to see who can contribute, and then I'll write down the pain points, and then I'll do some demos as well, and then we'll get into the prompting. But this way we get exposed to exactly where to look in your workflow to actually embed generative AI into that workflow. So come prepared, and that way you'll get the most out of the session. And actually, when you go back to the workplace, you'll be able to then use generative AI, assuming that your workplace allows the use of generative AI from a confidentiality and data usage perspective. So thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.